Hello guys, the DB Grinder here, back at it again with another video, and this time we have Stellar versus Sean Killian, and this is going to be a $20 money match post-Maze, and also make sure to check out Sean Killian's YouTube channel, link down below at the top of the description, and also make sure to check out the Coliseum Discord, link down below at the top of the description. We see 40 versus 40, gotta love to see it, and Sean Killian's deciding to go first. We have Sword, Node, Ice, Perulia, Fua. They have Valor, Crossout, Ash, Talents, Imperm. Okay, so we're gonna draw Perulia here, also main deck Perulia. Interesting choice, but I guess a lot of people have decided to play pure Ryzeal, so this does become better. But yeah, they're just gonna let that go because they brick. There's no point in stopping it. And then set 2 pass, they draw Crossout. Okay, so both players decide the main deck Crossout, but we can't really see what decks they're playing. They're gonna go normal Ice. I mean, obviously we see Ryzeal cards here. But normal Ice effect, they go ahead and Valor it, and then activate Crossout, calling Imperm in case if both sets are Imperms, which I think is just the why would you do that? That's so dumb here. Like, sometimes it makes sense to do that, and by sometimes I mean like 5% of the time, but here, why would your opponent set double Imperm? Okay, let's run through the scenarios. You'd only set double Imperm if they have a Bystial in hand, so now you're trying to read that they have a Bystial, Imperm, no engine, when they could have engine and didn't want to play in the Perulia. I think this crossout is very dumb, especially because, like, we probably aren't trying to go for game here. Like, we probably won't achieve it, especially if they have a Bystial. So then the Imperm will affect us on the next turn. So I feel like this crossout on Imperm, they're trying to big brain it, but it's actually, like, it's so big brain that it's bad brain. Not good play. Not good play. Make duo, and then duo effect, they Ash Blossom it, and then now we have special summon X by dumping, just thinking about what we want to dump. So special dump the Eclipse Twins, X effect goes search, and then go ahead grab out Sword Ryzeal from the deck to the hand. And then now we're gonna go special out Node. Okay, overlay, yeah, use the Node there over the Sword, so that way if we get hit with like Nib, at least we have Sword for follow-up. Go in the Detonator effect to attach the Eclipse Twins, Battle Phase, swing, and also it's boosted because it was ashed. Pass, they draw Bonfire. Okay, that's a good draw, so go main phase, activate Bonfire, go ahead, grab out Ice Ryzeal from the deck to the hand, and then activate Imperm on the Detonator. Okay, so if they're grabbing Ice, then they're probably playing the Fiendsmith variant. So Imperm on the Detonator, normal Ice effect goes special, bring out X Ryzeal effect. Also, they just let the Imperm on this go because they didn't want to play in the Talons, because they obviously could have popped the other back row there. They're going to go ahead, search out Sword Ryzeal, and then now overlay into Exceton Knight, and then make the Requiem, and then Requiem effect, Tribute goes special, bring out Lacrima effect go, dump the Engraver, shuffle back Exceton Knight to special summon itself out, Requiem effect to equip, and then Engraver effect to out the Detonator, and then, yeah, no Eclipse Twins effect. I don't have 2 rank 4s engraved, like, other than Eclipse Twins. Go into sequence effect to go ahead and put back, and then special summon out the Desiree, and then now we can use the Desiree plus sequence to make the Agnumde. Desiree effect, shuffle back sequence to go ahead and send the Duo Drive, which now does play into another Charmy. We also know they main deck Perulia, but maybe the Perulia is a 1-of for crossout, which I don't think is like the smartest thing to do, because the only deck that's main decking Perulia right now is the Mermail deck. Like, that's the only deck that's like really main decking it. So you're pretty much playing crossout for Perulia when you go first against Mermail, and they happen to draw Perulia. So now, summon Sword effect, go ahead, grab out X Ryzeal, and then dump the Exceton Knight, special summon out X, they drop Fua, and then just go Battle Phase, attack for game, so the Fua just never mattered. Yes, go ahead, swing, and then Agnumde effect, tag out, bring out the Desiree, and then swing for game. So on to game number 2 now. We will see Stellar decide to go first. Opening hands, we have D-Barrier, 7 Tachyon, Plugin, Crossout, and Metaltronus. They have Droll, Perulia, Talents, Ash, called by. Okay, so they will start with a Perulia, and then we cross out the Perulia, which, yeah, that's fine. Like, going ahead and stopping that there. It's not great, though, because our only play is 7 Tachyon. And, like, when you only play 7 Tachyon, like, this card, I don't like this card. I'm just gonna say it now. I don't like this card. I think this card's trash. It's Small World. Why? Like, I would rather brick than for this to be my only starter. I'm not playing. Go ahead, reveal Masquerade. Go ahead, search out X Ryzeal from the deck to the hand. and then put one back, drop Droll, set D-Barrier, set Metaltronus, pass, they draw Engraver, and then they have activate Engraver, go ahead, discard, and then search out the Fiendsmith Tract from the deck to the hand, and then activate Tract, add Lurie, discard Lurie, special Lurie, and then now we can turn Lurie in the Requiem. Activate Requiem effect, go ahead, special out Lacrima, and then Lacrima effect, go dump the Engraver, shuffle back Lurie, special summon itself out, and then they're thinking here because they could go into like a sequence, but sequence is pretty likely to get stopped, but also like making DDD's pretty poor, knowing that your opponent has X Ryzeal and that just outs it. So they're going to go ahead, battle phase, swing. Yeah, I like this. Go ahead, attack with both of these, and then main phase 2, go into a sequence, get the damage in, and then sequence just gets stopped. So sequence effect, and then they go chain D-Barrier, calling fusion. Okay, so we don't want them to shuffle back 3, summon Desiree, make Agnumde, and then Desiree effect to send to back row. Okay, so we go ahead and just do this now. I was going to say, because it's not like the worst to like stop them now. I was thinking maybe if we would let it go because we have D-Barrier to trade next turn, but the Desiree would get the send to back row. Then we got D-Barrier them anyways, but then we wouldn't have to deal with Lacrima and the Requiem into a potential Fiendsmith in Paradise, but we don't even know if that's in their deck right now because they went second. Draw the plugin that we had stacked. Special X by dumping the Mirror Logic. X1 Mirror Logic 2 to play around Ash, and then go ahead, grab out Sword Ryzeal, which this should also tell Sean Killian that our hand isn't very strong, because if we have to play around Ash Blossom on X, then our hand obviously isn't very strong, right? Otherwise we would just not care about that. Like, we'd hope they'd Ash this and then extend through it. Like, you'd want them to stop it. Go ahead, special out Sword effect goes search, grab out Ice Ryzeal from the deck to the hand, and now we can go overlay the Sword plus the X to go ahead and summon out an Abyss Dweller, and then activate Abyss Dweller effect to shut down the graveyard. Chain Lacrima to special summon out Requiem, and then now we're going to go normal Ice effect, they Ash Blossom it because we know they don't have an extender or anything at this point, and then we could go activate plugin. Well, I should say we know they don't have like a Ryzeal starter at that point, but they could have something like plugin. Then they're going to go ahead, attach Plasma Hole to Abyss Dweller, overlay, make Duo Drive, and then Duo Drive effect to go ahead and attempt to search, and we just see them admit defeat there. So on to the next game now. We will go ahead and see Sean Killian decide to go first. To be honest, I think I'm making my opponent play it out there. But game 3, we have Bonfire X, Crossout, Ash, Perulia. They have Ice, Engraver, Veiler, Imperm, Droll. So they do open the classic Ice Engraver. So drop Perulia, activate Engraver, discard, go ahead, grab out Tract, and then activate Tract to let that go. They don't try to Ash that. So bring out Lurie, and then Lurie into Requiem, and then Requiem effect Tribute. They go ahead and Ash Blossom that. Okay, they still have Engraver that can summon itself out, but it's not like that does very much. It's just like follow-up at this point. Now they're going to go Engraver, shuffle back Lurie, special summon itself out, Requiem effect to equip, and then we can make like Necro equip, sure. That's like fine though, it doesn't really do a whole lot. Normal Ice, they draw a node. It does mean that if they get hit with like Effect Veiler, they get to draw one. It also sucks when like you end on Necro equip, but you have Droll in hand, because you're not going to get the draw most likely unless you do your cards in an awkward order. But normally you end up having to drop Droll first. We still might get like Node effect though to send from hand if we decide to go for a route like that. Overlay into Detonator effect. Okay, we don't. We just decide to go Detonator, set the Imperm, pass turn, they draw Veiler. But I was going to say, yeah, if we go for Node, then we're also letting Perulia draw a bunch more too. Well, one more. And then go main phase here. We're going to go special summon out X, dump Mirror Logic, X1 Mirror Logic 2 on the Detonator. Then in response, I was going to say I think we're definitely going to Detonator pop, but it's just, do we want to hand trap it also, which I don't think we do, because we could Veiler it and then draw one, but then we don't get to Droll them right away. They're going to go ahead, grab out Sword, drop Droll, Necro equip effect to equip. Well, it doesn't equip that, yeah, it equips the Droll. That'd be crazy if it could equip like anything from the graveyard. Then special out Node, okay. Now they know they also have sword in hand, then special out sword, overlay in the detonator, detonator effect to attach from the graveyard. They go ahead and Valor the detonator, and then any response to that, we could go ahead and chain and pop. So chain to go ahead, pop Necro Equip. Also interesting that we're popping this because this has 25 attack, this has 3000 attack, so we could have popped this and then beat over this. So they said no response now, and then go ahead, chain cross out, calling Valor. So go ahead and protect the detonator, and then battle phase attack, and then detach to protect, and then go main phase 2, pass, they draw Valor. So we know they have Engraver plus Ice, which is pretty good to have. So we're going to go main phase, Engraver, shuffle back Requiem, special summon itself out, and then turn that into Requiem, and then Requiem effect, Tribute goes special, and then that can bring out the Lacrima, and then Lacrima effect go dump. It's also just good having like the Lacrima in rotation too, to be able to go ahead and get trapped for the opponent's turn. So that's going to go ahead and dump now, just dump Engraver. And then normal summon Ice, activate Ice effect. We do have Detonator that we could chain here, so that way we also get to detach Mirror Logic, which will also negate whatever they bring out off of Ice, but we're going to go ahead and Valor the Ice instead. Okay, and now they could just go Overlay for Duo. I guess they could also make Sequence, if that's what they want. Then Sequence could bring out Desiree. And they can also beat over Detonator, because they have Requiem effect to equip, which makes it gang 600. We make Duo, no effect on summon, and then activate the effect to search, chain Detonator to go pop it, chain Imperm on the Detonator, so detach, go ahead, grab out Sword, and grab out Ryzeal Cross. Then we may as well Mirror Logic on the Duo, but we don't there. Then special out Sword, Sword effect, go ahead, grab out X Ryzeal. And then, I mean, it really doesn't make a difference if we do it or not. It's not like they're going to get a material onto this Duo drive. And then they have Activate Cross. Cross effect to go put back and draw. So put back Ice, draw into a Lurie. Sure. Overlay, make the Eclipse Twins. And then special out X by dumping the Exceton Knight. X effect, go ahead, grab out Node from the deck to the hand. And then we can go special Node. And then we also, I was going to say we could go Node effect, send, but if we do that, then we're going to special summon back out Duo, and then Duo effect to attach. But then we have the cross negate set up. Yeah, we could also target like Detonator plus Duo, attach the Detonator to the Duo, and if they chain Nib in response to the Eclipse Twin effect, then we could just summon out the Detonator instead, so we still end on that, and then our opponent's on nothing. And we know they're playing Pure because they activated 7 Tachyon last game. Now they're going to go Detonator effect to attach the Engraver, Battle Phase, Crash, and then we could just let that go, and then summon back out Duo from the graveyard. Okay, then Duo drive effect to attach, and then go ahead, beat over their Detonator, and then Duo drive attack directly here. And then just go ahead and pass turn. And then we also have Lacrima and the Requiem, we have Detonator, we have Cross set up, we have Valor in hand, we have Lurie, they draw Ice for turn, so go main phase. And then normal summon out Ice, Ice effect, chain Detonator to pop it, and then Cross to negate, activate Bonfire, go ahead, grab out X Ryzeal, and now they can go special summon out X Ryzeal. They also already went through Mirror Logic, and most people only play one, so we're just going to dump an Eclipse Twins there, it doesn't do anything. So Detonator, pop X, and X go ahead and try to search, but they're just going to Valor it. And yeah, it makes sense because you just put them on nothing. You make them scoop faster because the game's obviously just over at this point. So they go ahead and say GG, GG. So we end up seeing Sean Killian beat Constellar there. I do think that Constellar could have played the game 1 better when the opponent bricked. I think there was like a real possibility they could have ended up winning that game. I think they used their cross out poorly. I think this game they even navigated it pretty poorly. Like, we ended up losing to Ice plus Engraver in the grave, and both of those cards were known cards. I guess like the only thing we didn't like technically like know was Imperm, but it very well could have been Imperm. There was no point where we had baited Imperm yet, because our opponent drolled us. So it could have been Imperm. I guess it could have been Cross Out, but probably not because it didn't cross out Ash Blossom. Could have still been Cross Out though. They were just holding it. I guess maybe they thought it was that. Yeah, if it was like a solemn or something, it would have been used also. So at that point, it pretty much had to be like imperm. Small chance it could have been cross out though. Very small chance it could have been cross out though. So I think Constellar just didn't play into the board as well as they could have, especially playing into like known cards. Like if I know my opponent has Engraver, Engraved plus Ice, then bare minimum I have to set up enough to beat that, right? Like I need to be able to beat that at the bare minimum, which they didn't do. They didn't set that up. They just lost. I mean, like, I guess they were like, oh, I could just stop duo with Detonator, hope it's not imperm. And then once it was imperm, they were just like, oh, I got unlucky. But maybe they should have also just like Detonator, popped Ice, and then negated whatever they brought out, and then had Veiler. But if they really thought it was crossout set, then maybe they want a Veiler early, but then you just lose anyways. Yeah, I don't like how they played it. Yeah, I was thinking through it more, and even if it was crossout, they still lose. So I don't like how they played it at all. I'm not gonna lie. But with all that being said, we're gonna see Sean Killian win $20, and the DB Grinder signing off. Peace. Have a nice day. Stay safe.